All right, evening everybody. I've got both vertical and horizontal going, so I'll try to see both of them. I got Copper coins, good evening. VMC and Tom Thumb. Jim Thompson, greetings from the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Woodsy, hello. So I'm going to do a couple different things tonight. So instead of doing the Streamlabs GA like I normally do, I'm going to do a wheel of names, and so we'll get extra ways to enter. So the first one is, these are currently what is in my fridge. Chicken Man Dan, hello. I've got Dr. Pepper Coconut Zero, Coke Zero Orange Cream, Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero, Pepsi Zero Cherry, Fanta Orange Zero, Barks Zero, Sprite Zero, Fresca Peach, Fresca Black Cherry, Dr. Pepper Zero Cream Soda, Dr. Pepper Zero Blackberry, and Mountain Dew Zero Spark. So those are currently what is in my fridge. So we're going to let you guys put in what you think I'm going to be drinking. I've already got it out, so I can't cheat. And go ahead and just put it in the comments which one you think I'm going to open, and your name will go on to the Wheel of Names. Alright, Tim Ivins. Copper Owl, I have Barks Zero. Jim Thompson, Mountain Dew. VMC is Fanta Orange. Tim Ivins is Barks. Just writing some of these down. Chicken Man Dan, I got Sprite. So let's make sure we got them so far. We got a Barks, a Mountain Dew, a Fanta, a Barks, a Sprite. And Woodsy, I've got a Mountain Dew. And more than, like if, for example, someone had Mountain Dew, you know, Jim Thompson and Woodsy, both of you would get your name on there. So it's whatever you choose. If you are right, you get your name on that list. So there is more than one winner for their name. And so you can get multiple names put on throughout the night. We got anybody else going to guess any flavors? Anybody else? All right. I'm going to be cutting it off here in just a second. So if you do have anything you want to put in, try it now. Sprite Zero. Anybody else coming? Sinus cleaner, Boston beef white sauce, healthy amount of Slappy Mama seasoning. Bring it on, son. Well, that is good, but I can, yes, Cammy, we're choosing which drink I am having tonight, and if you are correct, you get your name on the Wheel of Names. So these are the ones that I currently have in my fridge. I've already got one out, so I can't like go and cheat and anything like that. So you choose any of these, and if you are right, you will get your name put on the Wheel of Names. And throughout the night, we're going to do other guessing, such as oldest coin in the box, that sort of thing. All right. You got a guess on any of those? Sprite Zero, a few Sprites, a few Mountain Dews, a few Barks. All right. Well, if you're ready for it, we got 2 names on the list. I believe there's only 2 of them. Barks. So I believe it was Copper Owl and Tim Ivins. If I missed anybody that had anything else, let me know. And somehow my latency got changed, so I apologize for being a few seconds behind what's actually going. So it's one of those, I never drink sugar drinks, and so all my stuff is all the zeros, and I just put them on top of my fridge. And no, I'm sorry, VMC. It's one of those things that I figure we'll just have a little bit of different fun tonight. So what should I open tonight? I figured I'd let it be up to you. I've got a penny or nickel that we can do. So throw in what you think we should do. Pennies or nickels. I have one that I'm leaning towards, and we'll see if everybody else is also. And right now I've got plenty of boxes of both. I think I've got 9 of each box. So if anybody wants to buy one of the boxes, you're welcome to. We got Woodsy with nickels, Tim with pennies. And if it's a tie, then I choose Jim with pennies. KJ's pennies. So we got 3-1. And no frill, okay. So all of these fines will go to you if you do that. And I already had the penny box out, so it looks like we are all on the same kind of page. It'll have stamp 7699. You want a penny frills box, okay. So on the pennies, I'm still getting other ones, but I've got them kind of, for the 2-cent ones, I've got 2 that have no dates, or some that have no dates, but the 2 on the back has some details. Some slick with no dates, so you're probably not wanting that. And then some that are damaged, but they do have dates. So I'll pull them out and you can kind of look at them. So you can see, like that one you can see is damaged, but it's got the, 2 on it. That one's damaged, that's got some green. That one's got a hole, but they do have dates on it. For example, that one is in 1864. That one was in 18, I think it was a 64. All of them do have dates, so I know I put them under the scope and saw them, and so I can look at any of those. So I've got those ones. Well, like I said, there's no dates, but they do have details on the two. Man, come on. So that's pretty decent, but there's no date that I could see. It's obviously in 1860 something. That one, that one, that one. So any particular kind you want, a no date but good details, or a date but damaged. And then, while I'm getting that out, the Indian head penny. Let's find out what we have in the... These all came from APMEX, so I had to buy a bunch of them because I didn't have tons of stuff. And this one will be 1907. So I haven't gone through any of them and like picked things out or anything like that. I just whatever was in there. So I got PD&S's. The second one I showed. So we'll call it from the top with my fingers. I can't remember which one it is. That was in 1865. I think that was the 1860 something. But we'll have 1, 2, 3, or 4. Because I can't remember which one was second. I know that one was the first one, so you're probably not with that. And the backs of those, that's got green gunk on it. That one is kind of the one that's damaged a little bit, and that one is one that is beat up, but it does have a date on it. 1865, I believe that one was. This one, number 1. And if not, you can just hit me up after and let me know. So we got that one. We got your Indian head. Pull out some of the things and find a PD&S for the steels. And let's do this one so we can actually see what they are. So there's a P. That one's got a mint mark, so let's see what this one is. There's a D. Some of them I can actually just see without doing it, but some of them are... And there's an S, so 43 PD&S. Got those. One from the 20s, or 2 from the 20s, so I don't want to duplicate dates, so if I do have 2 duplicate dates, I will change those out. So this one is a 29D, and this one is a 28, so that's good. AJC likes Pam. For the 09 to 19, it is a 19D. Got the 20s, let's do 30s. Pull out 2, like I said, I won't duplicate them. Oh. Well, I doubt you want that one. I think that's 1930, but I'm not sure. If you want it, let me know, but I will get you 2 different ones on that. There's a 34, so there's a 34. And the next one that's not so damaged is a 37. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, you know, no one really has any penny or nickel hunts like this. So these are all my BU. Let's pull one out, grab it by the edge so it stays nice. Should put gloves on. In fact, let me go put a glove on. Especially if I'm handling BU coin. So I do have it in the live and horizontal. I think most are in, oh, well, that was great. Most are in the horizontal. I know I like watching them more in horizontal, but I have it so some people are on the phone. So this one here is the BU one, and it is, of course, a 58D. So let's go back to this one so you can kind of see. Nice and pretty. So I'm going to throw that one in a flip for you. To keep it nice. And if people come in late, I apologize for missing you. So there is yours. And then I think, was there anything else I was missing on that? So I got my 2 cent and Indian. The 09, the 20s, the 30s, and a BU, and a PD and S. Okay. Yeah, so I've had some BUs that I found in boxes, and it's like, man, that is nice. Okay. Where did I put my... There it goes. So all of those are going in. That one had that green. Like I said, if you don't want that, just let me know and we can always change any of those out. Uh, 53, 1. Let me write those down because I can look at those afterwards, and then if so, I will swap that out. So let's see, what is it again? A 53S, a 51P, 49S, 50S, 47P, 46D, or 44S. Is that correct? Yeah, not a problem. I do have an entire thing. Like I said, I just decided to buy a thing off Matnex, so I figured they're all good. If I come across one like that 30s that was kind of, yeah, obviously most people don't want that. Alright, So I've got that. I'm going to stick it on here so that I can look at that later. And I had these sticky pads made up. The problem was on the proof, this gray looked quite light, and when they came, it's a lot darker. So still kind of cool, but anyway. I don't know why I have two pens out. I have my pen and a pen. Okay. So while I'm opening this up, who wants to put in what you think the oldest date will be? So just throw it in the comments of what you think the oldest date will be. And whoever ends up being closest at the end of the night, I'm going to write these down, and then you'll get an extra name on the wheel if you've already had one. And we can cheat a little bit, but I don't see any wheat enders unless it's hiding under some of the paper. Looks like quite a bit of new ones. If the box is completely crap, we'll make you good. But usually, I mean, I've had boxes with up to 70, so, you know. So I'm just going to write those down. VMC is 1920. KJ is 1919. And you can duplicate, so if someone else already has one down and you want that same date, you are more than welcome to put that down, and there can be more than one person with that date. Copper is going to go with 1917. Jim Thompson is a 41. Woodsy's 23. Tim is 1918. You guys are going for the old dates. 1917, 18, 19, 20, 23. Let's see. Welcome, New Marshall. Scott Christiansen. Or is it Christiansen, I'm assuming? Because I've seen people kind of say it both ways. So, New Marshall. 1936. Which one are you going with, Scott? 1923 or 27? So only pick one date. So far I've got everybody's names that I've seen on there, and then JC Likes Pam is on Vert, and they've got 37. So with Scott, I see 23 and a 27. I'm going to assume the 23 must have been wrong, and I'll put you down for 27. But let me know, and we can change that. Second box with 14 silvers, 13 were 90s. Nice Benji and a BU-42 Walker, 25 stickered coins and a proof. A DDO. Holy crap. That is a good box. I had a box that I opened up and the ends were all like opened and folded back over. And I didn't have any silver, but I found 10 proofs in that box. All right. Evening BH. We are guessing an oldest date out of the penny box, so if you want to get in on that, let me know. We're opening a box for Copper Owl. And If you put down whatever the oldest date you think, whoever is closest, and if it's like a tie in between one's 1 year off and one's the other 1 year off, both of them will win. So if you want to get in, let me know. I'm going to start opening some of these. And I'll bring you down a little bit for when we hunt. Still got time. I haven't opened anything yet. BH is 37. All right. So I tend to kind of do them in my hands like this, so let's get a little bit of different light on it because the camera. Let's see if that's good. Scott, 1923. Alrighty, I will get that as 23. I changed it from 27. So most of the shield ones don't really ever have any. And I haven't done pennies for a while, so I'll have to look at my cheat sheet and see which ones we need. I know with like 95, for example, this one here, 1995, there is possible DDOs. We'll see if we can switch back and forth pretty easy. Move some of that. Come down just a little bit. Alright. Come back to that screen. 97D. 2015 D 2020. I haven't found an extra V, so hopefully you will be lucky tonight and be the first one. So with 1988, there's the wide AM with serif on the G. And that's not a serif. And I think what I might do is just pull these off to the side, like when I come across one, and then just kind of do them all in a bunch, like maybe after a few rolls or something, if that might work better. Yeah, I need to get one, but I do have a cheat sheet that Paul ended up sending me this once, and I have my cheat sheet that I made up that has the regular ones and a wheat penny one and a nickel one and a 21, 18, 2020. That one is a 69D, so let's see if it's got a FG. I'm going to put that off to the side. '78, a 70. Can't tell if that's an S or not. Maybe. I'll look at it under the scope, so I'll put that one to the side also. Pennies might take a while. Like I said, I haven't done pennies for a while, so I'm kind of out of the groove. 66. A 60. So it's one of those I'll probably do them maybe after the stream, just because that way we can just get through these, and then I can actually take the time. Depends on when the stream runs too, but 2021 obverse. Oh, I will write that on my thing. All right. Hey, Cody, I do have the games set up, so if you want to do those, you're welcome to. The gamble, all that sort of thing, kind of like you've seen on Southern Metal and Walker Magnets and those type. So you are welcome to do those. It's a 72 something. Sometimes you come across some of these nice ones, you're thinking, ooh, let that be a Wheatie, but no. $21. I've seen some die cracks off the side, but like naked eye, but I'll have to look more closely. 99. If you don't have points, let me know. I will get you set up with some. Ooh. So I've never found an Indian. I have not found a 23V. And I have not found a steel penny in any of mine before. So we got 2005. While we're doing that, let's put how many Wheaties you think we will find. So that will be another one that you can put on for entries. The number of Wheaties that you think. Anywhere from 0 to whatever, all the boxes. Three in a month and a half. Wow. BMC, we're going to do 5. New Marshall's got 8. KJ 17. Jim is 7. JC is 7. And sometimes I might have to come off and see kind of up close, but pennies are hard to look at sometimes. We got BH with 4. high of 13. Okay. My high is 76 in one box. Thanks, Woodsy, for stopping by. I appreciate it. Even if it's only a minute or two, you can hit that thumbs up button also. Helps it out. 82D. So all these we'll look at, like I said, off probably afterwards, unless we've got a big time frame. $1972. And since we haven't found any Wheaties, you're still eligible for guessing. It's an 89. That's an 09. D. It's the one with the extra finger, but it wasn't. $77D. (2006) DDO FS 101. 1,068 Wheaties. Yeah, what it's, you know, obviously customer wrapped, it makes it nice, but yeah, I will look at that email, KJ. Well, not even going to try to look at that one. If you were in my half stream the other night, I had found that when I wasn't live. Palm Mortuary Crematory. So you never know what you're going to find in some boxes. Hopefully we'll find a bunch of leafies also, as my daughter calls them, because that's what she likes, are the Canadian ones. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It was like, it's weird. My brother is used to be a worked as mortuary science, and so I texted him a picture, and he was like, weird. So he looked it up, and there is a Palm Mortuary in Vegas. So we're only 3.5 hours from Vegas. I guess I can't open a thing until I finish this one. No, I just don't have enough room. I'm in a 3-bedroom apartment. If I had an extra room, like just a coin room, I would. But It's bad enough having all my coins piled into a corner. Having 9 boxes of pennies, 9 nickels, 4 dimes, 2 quarters, and usually 4 to 8, depending on if the bank orders it correctly or not. Sometimes they don't order it correctly, and so far there's the new oldest. Come on. It is a 1960 so far is the oldest. Hey, coining around, welcome. Just hunting some pennies for Copper Owl. I'm not quick at them, so if you guys leave, I understand. Let me move that there. Once I kind of get into the rhythm of it again, I was looking, I was like, I keep track of all the boxes I opened, and I was looking, and I've only opened, I think it was 6 boxes of pennies this year, and those have always been with my daughter. I haven't done one by myself or anything for anybody, so it's good to do it again. 71D, that's a pretty nice one. I was opening a box of pennies with my daughter, and it's probably just easier to kind of show you. Ow! So it was this one here, the 1975 to 2013, and with 1 box. That was all with 1 box. The only ones I missed was the 09 presidential, birth, and all the 09 S's, and then one of the D's must have fallen out. Yeah, I just smashed my knee against some of my coins. So that's what we did with 1 box. Kind of crazy that you get 1 box and able to fill a complete album of 75 to 13. So that was kind of cool. 1979, that's the best year for me. If it wasn't for that year, I wouldn't be here. Since that's when I was born. Yeah. Ooh. $1952D, that's pretty nice. There you go. That's the first Wheatie. I will flip that for you just because it's so nice. Wasn't one that you needed, but hey. So now the oldest is that 52. You were causing trouble. '67's not bad. My favorite's the '69 Camaro, so for cars. And I'll just throw change on the ground. '64D. It's pretty nice when you pull a, I'd consider it a blazer. Looks pretty much new. So it's pretty nice when you pull some of those. I went to my one bank to get halves, and they had forgot to order or something, some kind of snafu again. And they let me see. Okay, I'm going to try to stream on Thursday, so we can do your nickel box then, Terry. Not sure what username is, but yeah, we can definitely do that. In fact, I'll just plan on Thursday for now. I'm trying to stream twice a week. I don't think 2 nights in a row is probably the best for me, but I think Thursday is going to work. So I'll get with you. The weekends are not as good for me, plus everybody streams on the weekends. And the weekends I'm either on call at work, like this last weekend. It was crazy. Huh. Yeah, I have some of those on my list, but I haven't really found any of those. This weekend wasn't horrible, but we ended up having a little bit of craziness go down in town. There was a couple kids stole their neighbor's truck, and they went and did a Dukes of Hazzard and smashed like about 5 feet in the air. Well, there you go. There's the second one. Let's find out what year it is. Come on. I don't have my scope up, so it's hard to see on some of these. Well, it is a 1958, so Wheatie number 2. But yeah, the kids did a Dukes of Hazzard, and we ended up having to fly one of them out, while at the same time we were transferring another patient, so we had 2 helicopters on our pad at the same time, which has only happened a few times. It's one of those things that it's like, my kid's 11, so about the same age, and I'm just glad he didn't get that bright idea. Luckily, he's a pretty good kid. Plays football. The first, he's in 6th grade. Big kid. He was born 10 pounds 15 ounces, and so they're playing football, and the first game of the season they won 42 to 0, and then they won like 36 to 0 or something. And then the game on Saturday that I took him to, so it was a couple hours away. They went 62-0. Nice 64D. So, hey, we go. I've got my horizontal and my live going, so jumping back and forth between them. So I'm trying to catch everybody as they come in. We found a nice blazer, 1952 I think it was. That is 64. So I'm throwing that in the pile. Like I said, I'll probably go through them after so I can actually spend time on them instead of flopping back and forth between them. That's a 94, so that's in the pile. But welcome anyway. I know that you've missed a few of them. You tried to get on and ended up right at the end or not getting a notification. That does happen to me also. Sometimes I'll be sitting there and all of a sudden someone's streaming and it's like, whoa, what? And no idea. So yeah, his team is going crazy. So they've got a bunch of good kids that'll hopefully stay throughout the years, and he's the biggest, so they like having him. He's usually the center. In school I had one of the ladies in our church. She came up and said, "Alex saved me." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I think she's like a class helper or something, and she was helping a kid that has some, I guess he's on the spectrum, autistic spectrum, but he's been having more issues lately. So my son is friends with him and is able to kind of help him, stay calm if he gets agitated. So he was going down the hall with her, and she said that all of a sudden the kid just went and lunged for her, and my son was there and able to grab him and keep him from running into her, and pulled him off to the side and kind of got him, kind of settled down a little bit. So I said, well, that's his football coming into play. So I thought that was kind of cool. Of course, he didn't say anything. He was just like, "Oh, yeah, that happened." I keep coming further up, so I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Whoa. Sorry. Like I flip the pennies, you never know that the copper 43 shows up. I was watching B. Waller. He streams, he does race car, in-car race driving. There you go. Number 3. Let's see if it'll focus this time. 1947. Can't tell if that's an S or a D, but I think it's an S. So, not the regular 47, but there's a third. He does race car driving and stuff also, and he was doing the dollar bill hunts, and I had told him, kind of like how Pa does, I was like, just when you do them, flip them over so the back is up, so you know if you've already searched them or not. And he thought that was a good idea. So he was doing that, and he stopped getting them messed up. And we got another one coming up here. Almost an ender. It was a second from the end. And this one is a 55D. So there you go, number 4. And we're only in roll 8 now, so you've got 4 out of 7 rolls. So hopefully it's one of the good kind of boxes. Let's go like that so I can actually have a little light so I can see a little better. Got a whole pile I have to go through. $84. Yeah, I always try to flip them around just to make sure, number 1, if... Oh, that was a 019. Yeah, I've got it to the side. I'm going to do a bunch of scoping later, but right now I'm just kind of setting them off to the side, and it's a crusty 1970. Otherwise I would be here all night flipping back and forth between screens. D. And then you get some of these that get like some kind of goo and get stuck together. So I'll go through those and look for the D over Ds, DDRs, DDOs, YDMs, any of that kind of stuff. Small date, large date, any of those varieties I will go through, and so I've got a whole pile here. But I figured rather probably get through the box first instead of spend all night on the scope. Hopefully this format turns out good. There's a 69D, so there could be an OFG on the reverse. We'll put that one to the side. 87D, I know that one's got a D over D possibly. 92, could have a close AM. No, I'm not. I just don't have the room. I am in just a 3-bedroom apartment. And of course housing around here is crazy. When I got divorced, if I could go back and buy the house now with what I make, I could buy it. But the housing has since doubled. The average house, it seems, when I've been looking, is around $400,000, $500,000. And I don't make the kind of money to afford the mortgage on that. If it was $100, $200, I could probably do it, but yeah. If I had an extra room, I would probably do that too. And I just don't feel like having them stacked all over in my bedroom. That would be my kind of dream, is to have a house with a dedicated coin room, kind of like, you know, Pa has, that he can do everything he needs there. I use Streamlabs, and I switch back and forth between my scope and my webcam. I got another webcam, but it's not the greatest quality. It's kind of blurry. So I'm just trying to kind of figure out what the best ways of doing it. I've been doing on Streamlabs, you can do dual broadcast with vertical and horizontal, and so I've been trying that, so it shows up as two different streams depending on which way you want to watch it. So it appears in the vertical feed also. The other night I was looking back and it ended up having something like 400 people end up passing through on my vertical and like 50 on my horizontal. But if it's me, I always watch on horizontal. Having a dedicated coin house instead of a room. Well, that's crusty. Gotta love those kind. So I need to rearrange and probably, I'm looking at getting a different, right now I'm just using an, oh, got a foreign. It's a leafy, 1981. So you've got 4 Wheaties and 1 leafy. Like I said, if my daughter was searching it, she would have been like, yay! I think when I was looking, I think my average is 2 foreigns per box. Average overall is 18 Wheaties, but like I said, I had some boxes that had 60s, 70s, which bumped it up. I don't think normally you'd get that. $1970s it looks like. So that could have a, whoop, let's not throw them on the floor. That could have the DDO and large and small date. So when I do these, I just have an empty cardboard box that I just throw in my wrappers, and when it gets full, I just toss the box out. That's a 92D. It could have a close AM. And I've got my scale out, so like on that 82D, I will weigh it just to make sure it's not the one we're looking for. The 3.1 copper small date. pile off to the side here. I need to see if, give me just a second. Said my thermostat was at 69, but it feels about 100 degrees in here. All right. $58D, which means another Wheatie. That's number 5. And hopefully I'll find you one of them that you need. I know that 52 wasn't, but that would have been a good one for your collection. Hey, Jimmy. Welcome. Just hunt a box of pennies for Copper Owl. Found a whole pile that I'm going to have to go through later, but we found a Canadian and 5 Wheaties so far, the oldest being a Blazer 52. And sometimes on those crusty ones, I don't even really look at them much, just because it's... I knew what you meant. I was going to say, I didn't see... I was going to say Dad Hunts coins, but yeah, I didn't see him in here, but I thought, well, maybe I missed him. Absolutely. I'll take Wheaties anytime, especially if they're pretty like that. Kind of getting into my rhythm again. It takes me sometimes a row or so to kind of get back into how I normally do them. Yeah, I hate these kind. Number 1, I know it's a shield, and number 2, I'm not missing the time to try to scrape it off. Went to the bank, and when I was dumping a bunch of my coins from last week. Yep, I agree, especially when they're a Blazer and they've got a nice back, and it's not all cruddy and everything. It's a nice one. I do have some copper rounds coming, so maybe that's what we'll do for a giveaway, but we'll see. I don't have them here yet. They're supposed to be here tomorrow. Just random designs, so didn't pick like a tube of one thing or anything like that. It's just random designs, so maybe we'll do that, and then I'll send that out. Whoa. It's in 72. We'll look for a DDO on that one. Yeah, I ended up making my logo that it was just the DHC, but it's like, well, if I'm going to start doing this, I need it to, you know, people will actually be able to see what it's for. And so I came up with that. It's not perfect, it's exact the way I want it and everything, but it works. I got my stickers made up. Nice vinyl ones. So I'm slowly getting stuff. I got some pens, my stickers now, some bottle opener keychain things, and I'll throw one of those in with your packages too. If you do boxes and things, I'll give you one of those. It's a nice 1962 Denver. I'll throw that in for you. Just because it's a nice blazer that's an old one. Send me an email, dadhuntscoins@gmail.com, and with your address, I'll throw it in an envelope and get you one. Since you're here, and if you want to promote your channel, you can hit !me, no spaces. I'm sure you've seen them on other channels. !me will put up your channel link. So if someone isn't subscribed to it, they can pull it up and do that. Yeah, when it's like a blazer like that and it's old one, you know, if it was like, you know, like 2000 or something, it's like, meh, to me that's not old enough. It's not older than me. But on that was a nice one, being a 62. Maybe it's the brother of the 52. They're siblings. They were just born a decade apart. I was just checking to see if I'd already subscribed. I thought I had, and I did. So I can't subscribe again. I will basically sub back to anybody that you know, subs to me, and if they want to sub back, like if they have videos and stuff, I will definitely do that in return.